Superman begins on the planet Krypton, where General Zod, Ursa, and Nan are being charged with sedition, and presenting the evidence against them is Krypton's hotshot young prosecuting attorney Jor-El Honeycutt III, who is played by the legendary Marlon Brando. And now Marlon Brando was reported to be lazy and difficult to work with for most of his films, and this movie was no exception. He would show up late, he would suggest that they roll cameras during rehearsal, and then just claim that the rehearsal take was fine so that he could just go back to his trailer. But I think the most egregious example of his unprofessionalism is that there are several scenes where Jor-El can be seen eating a meatball sub. It is well documented in the comics that Kryptonians could not master meatball technology. And he also says Krypton weird
has threatened even the children of the planet Krypton.
But he's an old man. I'm sure he also calls any machine a robot and any TV show a program.
Join us! You will bow down before me, Jor-El. I swear it. No matter that it takes an eternity, you will bow down before me!
As soon as I can get past these hula hoops. They're going pretty fast. I don't want to get my hand caught in there. The council finds Zod and his goons guilty of trying to take over Krypton, and so Jor-El banishes them to the Phantom Zone. Oh my god, did you guys see that? I just thought we were going to send them to prison. They're like trapped in a pane of glass. They just floated away. I didn't even know that was an option on Krypton. But luckily the insurrectionists are safely in their weird dimension and the planet is now safe.
This planet will explode within 30 days.
Oh, okay. So wait, Jor-El is 100% convinced that the planet will be destroyed in a month and he's still going to work? I liquidate all my assets and party my ass off down in Branson every time a new doomsday cult shows up. But naturally the council doesn't believe Jor-El, even though the sun is now like 8 feet from their planet. And so Jor-El feels he has no choice but to send his baby Kal-El to Earth in order to save him.
He will not be alone. He will never be alone. You will carry me inside you.
Your mother wanted to record a message, but I ran out of crystals.
The son becomes the father, and the father the son.
Again, I'm sorry, I just realized I don't even believe I said your mother's name even once on these crystals. It's Barbell, but you won't remember that.
He'll be odd.
He'll be fast. Virtually invulnerable.
Isolated. Alone.
Dude will be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile. He'll be a god to them. And so they send Kal-El off in the fanciest chandelier that Krypton has to offer. And Jor-El and Barbell would go with him, but Krypton only builds spaceships that can hold a single tiny baby.
Embedded in the crystals before you is the total accumulation of all literature and scientific fact from dozens of other worlds. Early Chinese writing. To its ultimate power, my son.
Estelle Getty played the oldest character on The Golden Girls, but she was actually the youngest of the 4 main actresses. This is the end of Side 1, Turn Crystal Over. So years pass and Kal-El finally makes it to Earth, having been sustained only by some power bars and his own recycled urine. And he crash lands in Smallville, Kansas, and he's found by Jonathan and Martha Kent.
Jonathan, he's only a baby.
A baby? That kid is ready to start 4th grade. And they quickly discover that Clark has super strength, and they decide to raise him as their own. But just like every parent from that generation, they stifle their child's gifts because they don't want their offspring to have it better than they did and possibly take off. And Jonathan won't let Clark play football because he would have an unfair advantage. So Clark is reduced to just being the equipment manager, and he gets treated like absolute shit. And he has to use his talents in secret. On second thought, maybe Clark was discouraged from playing sports because he runs like a goon.
Clark?
How'd you get here so fast?
Oh, well, I pumped my arms like an old man dancing at a wedding.
Georgie's an oddball. Let's get out of here.
Like, fuck you, dude. If I had Superman's powers, I would chuck so many people into the sun. Just every day, hurling people I don't like into the sun. Like, the news would think that there was a serial killer on the loose. I mean, technically there would be.
I mean, every time I get the football, I can make a touchdown.
That's for sure.
Every time.
You are here for a reason. I don't know. But I do know one thing. It's not to score touchdowns.
He can score touchdowns while he tries to find his purpose, you dumb old bitch. But the gods finally show mercy on Clark and eliminate the main obstacle to his happiness. And of course, only 4 people attend this funeral because Jonathan Kent was what we call a loser. Oh, my producer's holding up a sign against the glass. Jonathan Kent is a beloved character in comics. What? He's a worthless piece of shit who never scored a touchdown, and he made it his life mission to make sure that his son never did either. F that dude. And Clark finds the spaceship that brought him to Earth, and he travels to the Arctic Circle where he uses one of the crystals to create the Fortress of Solitude, where he can finally listen to all of his birth dad's crystal records. And using the crystals, he's able to communicate with his father Jor-El, who teaches Clark about where he came from. And then Jor-El's memory takes Clark beyond the galaxy, teaching him everything that was on the crystals, and Clark returns to Earth as a 30-year-old man. Imagine missing your entire 20s because the ghost of your space dad wanted to teach you about the history of jazz or something. So Clark now realizes that he's basically an indestructible god, and so naturally his first order of business is to get a 9-to-5 job as a reporter at the Daily Planet. Like, you can just rob banks, and the money's insured. Like, if I have superpowers, I can guarantee you I am never putting myself in a situation where I have to wake up at a certain time every day to haul my mangy ass to a job for 10 hours. And his co-workers at the Daily Planet are his editor Perry White, photographer Jimmy Olsen, and ace reporter Lois Lane, which she is here somewhere. Yeah! Margot Kidder jump scare. Holy fucking shit.
Lois, you're pushing a bunch of rinky-dink tabloid garbage. The Daily Planet has a tradition.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shake it up like.
And so Clark is really taking to heart the dumb lessons foisted upon him by the grubby little dirt farmer Jonathan Kent. Like, just being able to open a bottle with ease is not going to expose you as a super strong alien.
40 years in this business, the fastest typist I've ever seen.
He never scored a touchdown, but at least he dominates at typing. Like, you really messed this dude up. You stupid, dumb, stupid old, dumb, stupid man. And after work, Clark doubles down on the bumbling country bumpkin routine when he and Lois are held up at gunpoint.
Now come on, lady, hand it over.
Lois, I think maybe you better.
Like, people overpower gunmen all the time, and no one thinks that they're an alien.
Clark!
So Lois kicks the mugger and he shoots, and Clark catches the bullet and pretends to faint. Although this is probably how Pa Kent won over his wife Martha. We then meet Lex Luthor, played by Gene Hackman. And Gene Hackman wanted his Lex Luthor to not only have hair, but he also reportedly demanded to play the character with a mustache. They compromised by having Lex Luthor wear various wigs, and they finally got Hackman to shave his mustache. Like, just dynamite professionalism. So you had Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando in the same movie. Who do you think was the first one to call Richard Donner a dumb cunt and storm off set? I'm going Hackman. And so Luthor has an evil scheme to buy up all the useless desert land to the east of the San Andreas Fault, and then launch a missile at the fault line, thus making his land coastal property. And a helicopter malfunction almost kills Lois when Superman springs into action for the first time.
Easy, miss.
And so Superman just has to be in the area, and he's able to catch Lois. But then, oh no, the helicopter's falling. He has to catch the helicopter. He caught it. Okay, that was a close one, gang. And is it just me, or do the stakes in a Superman movie just seem really low? Because, like, no matter what the issue is, Superman just has to be there and problem solve. And also, these people have no idea what they are witnessing. They should be questioning everything they've ever been taught about physics and life in general. This should be the worst day of their lives. A man is flying. They don't know what's real anymore.
Gentlemen, this man needs help.
He has a helicopter blade sticking out of his face. I guess you could say he's gonna have a splitting headache in the morning. No, he's dead. That kind of thing kills us humans. It's okay, bud. You're learning. And so then Superman just gets to work solving Metropolis's problems.
Officer!
Now again, if this is me, I'm either letting this thief fall to his death or chucking him into the sun. At this point, there are like 7 billion people on Earth. Like, if this dude dies, guess what? It affects nothing. And like, even if someone is just rude to me at a McDonald's, guess what's gonna happen to that person? That's right, they're getting chucked into the fucking sun. And I do like how they'll show that he'll solve any problem, big or small.
It's all right. Here you go, miss. Come on now. Bye.
Bye! Mommy! Risky was stuck in a tree. This man swooped out of the sky and gave him to me. Haven't I told you to stop telling lies?
Okay, do I have to say it? That bitch should be halfway to the sun by now. And like, Superman heard that interaction. He can't just pretend that he didn't. He can't just let child abuse slide. I know it's the 70s, but still. And the president is flying into Metropolis when an engine explodes on Air Force One.
What the hell? What happened? You lost power!
And oh no, the president's plane is going down. How can the situation ever be rectified? It's rectified. The indestructible flying alien just kind of was there and just went eh. And so then Superman agrees to sit down for an interview with Lois Lane. And Lois asks all the hard-hitting questions.
Are you married?
How tall are you?
What color underwear am I wearing?
I assume then that the rest of your bodily functions are normal?
Oh heavens no. I poop out of my mouth. And instead of a butthole, I have a flap that kind of resembles the end of a whoopee cushion. The crystals didn't quite tell me what it's for, but it seems to activate when I laugh. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Just how fast do you fly, by the way?
I can fly as fast as Henry Rowan Gardner can throw a pitch. What? Oh, he's referring to the Rowan Gardner principle. Hold on. Given the distance to home plate and the fact that the ball took about 2 seconds to reach it, Henry's actual throwing speed is around 140 miles per hour. We won't even get into the fact that his line drive throw is seemingly not affected by gravity whatsoever. Alright, we'll get into it a little bit. See, the ball's vertical motion is that of a falling ball. The ball's downfield motion is that of a coasting ball. The ball is doing both things simultaneously and they have no effect on one another. The force of gravity acts as an object in a direction that's perpendicular to level ground. Meaning that if you fired a gun and dropped a bullet from the same distance, both bullets would hit the ground at the same time. So for that ball to keep the same straight line path for 400 feet, I don't know what to think anymore. If this movie is wrong about displacement velocity, then what else are they wrong about?
Clark said that you're just a figment of somebody's imagination. Like Peter Pan.
Yeah, Clark is pretty fucking stupid, isn't he? Yeah, I'm gonna have to dial that down. Okay, Lois, I'm gonna need you to kind of settle down. It's more difficult to fly with another person than I thought. Oh my god, we almost just crashed into the World Trade Center. Can you imagine such a thing? Now, I will say, if anyone ever did try to fly into the World Trade Center, either by accident or through sheer malice, I could stop them. But if that time ever comes, I'll tell you right now, Lois, I'll choose not to. What the? Why the hell would they add that in this movie?
Can you read my mind?
I actually can. Funny story about
Do you
that.
know what it is that you do to me?
Okay, I'm gonna guess that you can't read minds.
I don't know who you are. Just a friend from another star.
Oh god, did you mean to rhyme that? Are you reciting a poem right now?
Here I am, like a kid out of school. Holding hands with a god.
Okay, good, it's not a poem.
I'm a fool.
Oh shit, it is a poem.
Well, you look at me, quivering. Like a little girl, shivering.
Yeah, that was a good rhyme.
You can see right through me.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize I can see right through you.
Can you read my mind?
You already asked me that.
Can you picture the things I'm thinking of?
I guess, let's see.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, jeez. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez.
And so Superman flies her back just in time for her date with Clark.
Lois, we did have a date tonight, remember?
Oh.
Like, Clark set up this date with Lois and the interview with Superman and Lois at the same time. Why is he cock-blocking himself? And a lot of people say, oh, how can Lois not know that Clark Kent is Superman? Well, I'll tell you, I had no idea that Heather from Home Alone and Kat from Cool as Ice were the same person. And like, one just had longer hair. And if you would have asked me, I would have said that they aren't the same person because Heather from Home Alone is hot, while Kat is not. Like, I just didn't know. And now some of you are saying, oh, how could you not know? It's so obvious. You're only saying that because I just pointed it out to you now. You didn't know. Nobody knew. So the article is published, and based on a few statements from Superman, Lex Luthor is able to determine two weaknesses that Superman has. His inability to see through lead, and the fact that fragments of Krypton must have also fallen to Earth, and that those fragments would be lethal to Superman. And so Lex acquires some kryptonite and lures Superman to his lair and incapacitates him. He then sends two missiles to opposite coasts, but Lex's henchwoman, Mrs. Tessmacher, releases Superman and begs him to go stop the missile on the East Coast first. So Superman manages to catch up to that one and diverts it to outer space, but the other missile hits the West Coast, and Superman races to try to save Lois and Jimmy Olsen, who are on assignment there.
Come on, turn over.
Which in some areas does
I'm on!
And now growing up, I just thought that Superman reverses the direction the Earth was spinning, thus making everything reverse in time. I always thought it was incredibly stupid. Just the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. Come to find out, he's actually traveling so fast that he creates what is called a time barrier and goes back in time, which is the second dumbest thing I've ever heard. And also, he flies around the Earth several times in a matter of seconds, so there is no reason he couldn't have been able to stop both missiles. And so after he reverses time, he starts time up again right before Lois is consumed by the sinkhole. But like, Lois's car breaking down right here was one of the last things to happen. All of the destruction already took place. Why didn't he go back and stop the missile? Some people would be like, oh no, he stopped the missile as well.
You know what happened to me while you were off flying around? I was almost in an earthquake. I had this gas station blow up beside my car. There's telephone poles falling all over the road.
Thanks a lot, Superman. You put me on a road in the middle of nowhere during an earthquake.
Yeah, Lois is talking about all the damage that was caused by the missile, and why the hell would he get Jimmy Olsen off the dam if the dam wasn't collapsing because of the missile? Also, is there any movie where this dude isn't saved by time travel?
Excuse me.
Good evening, Warden. I think these two men should be safe here with you now so they can get a fair trial.
Thanks, Superman, but you can't just drop people off inside of a prison. They have to be charged with the crime, due process and all that. Superman, do you even have any evidence? He's gone.